Warning! Warning! The impossible solar eclipse. Solar eclipses do not work on globe Earth. Solar eclipses usually travel counterclockwise, like this eclipse on the 21st of August, 2017, which started in Oregon and ended in South Carolina. Side view. Animation. This is a side view of globe Earth. Why is the solar eclipse path going the wrong way? Bird's eye view. Animation. Again, with a bird's eye view, the solar eclipse path is going the wrong way. Side view. Demonstration. Finally, here is a modeled side view, and again we see the shadow is going the wrong way. 3 simultaneous views show solar eclipses to be impossible. Why do all models displayed show the solar eclipse path going the wrong way? Be sure to watch this video till the end and see how many questions you can answer. A little 101. A solar eclipse happens when the moon passes between the sun and Earth, blocking at least some of the sun and casting a shadow on Earth. The Earth rotates counterclockwise. The moon also rotates around the Earth counterclockwise. Here is a solar eclipse. Solar eclipses usually travel counterclockwise, west to east. This total solar eclipse occurred on the 21st of August, 2017. Notably, this eclipse moved in a counterclockwise direction. How do the Sun, globe Earth and the Moon work together? NASA tells us that Earth is rotating in a counterclockwise direction. It takes approximately 24 hours for Earth to do a full rotation. Earth rotates at 15 degrees per hour. Globe Earth travels counterclockwise around the Sun at about a speed of 107,208 kilometers per hour. NASA states the Moon takes about 1 month to orbit Earth. The Moon is traveling in the same direction as Earth, that is counterclockwise. The same side of the Moon always faces Earth. It is about 1/4 the size of Earth. The Moon travels counterclockwise around globe Earth. The Moon travels 0.55 degrees per hour around Earth at an average speed of 3,683 kilometers per hour. In addition, Earth is tilted on its axis and rotates 365.25 times per year. Solar eclipses usually travel counterclockwise. Globe Earth and the Moon always move counterclockwise. Animation and demonstration models, side view. In this next section, 3 different demonstrations will be provided for how solar eclipses possibly work using NASA's scientific explanations. Globe Earth and the Moon moving counterclockwise at respective speeds. Globe Earth rotates quickly counterclockwise, but the Moon travels counterclockwise slowly. Therefore, the Moon actually travels clockwise as viewed from Earth. This animation of a solar eclipse is impossible. This is a demonstration of globe Earth and the Moon at their respective speeds counterclockwise. Notice how the Moon's shadow moves clockwise across Earth. This is impossible. Globe Earth and the Moon moving counterclockwise, but the Moon faster than Earth. In this second demonstration, globe Earth and the Moon both travel counterclockwise, but the Moon is moving slightly faster than Earth is rotating. This is possible. Notice how the Moon's shadow is traveling counterclockwise, the correct way. This is because the Moon is traveling slightly faster than globe Earth. This demonstration of a solar eclipse is possible. Globe Earth rotating clockwise and the Moon traveling counterclockwise. In this final demonstration, globe Earth rotates the opposite way and the Moon travels counterclockwise. The Moon's shadow travels counterclockwise. This animation is possible. This solar eclipse works by reversing the rotation of Earth to clockwise, but the Moon continues traveling counterclockwise. The Moon's shadow is traveling counterclockwise, the correct way. This demonstration of a solar eclipse is possible. Let's see the 3 animations again. The 3 side views below show how solar eclipses are impossible. Or possible. 1. When globe Earth rotates counterclockwise faster than the Moon is traveling counterclockwise, this will always result in the eclipse shadow traveling the wrong way, clockwise. NASA's depiction of a solar eclipse is impossible. Let's see the 3 demonstrations again. The only way to have the Moon's shadow travel the correct way is to either have the Moon travel slightly faster than globe Earth's rotation or have globe Earth traveling clockwise, the wrong way. Example 2 and 3 both have the solar eclipse traveling the correct way, counterclockwise. But this does not realistically happen. Back to space models. Looking at numerous space models, there are inconsistencies in their examples. Why do solar eclipses show 4 common mistakes in their theories? Firstly, the most popular space model mistake is speeding up the Moon to travel faster than Earth. Interestingly, they tell us to disregard Earth's rotation and just focus on the Moon. But it is impossible for the Moon to travel faster than Earth's rotational speed. Secondly, they occasionally show Earth rotating clockwise, the wrong way. But it is impossible for the Earth to rotate the opposite way. Thirdly, a common mistake presented is using animations or diagrams to show how a solar eclipse works. Where are their accurate 3D models? The Planetary Society has questionable animations in this video titled Solar Eclipses Explained. Notice at 1 minute and 39 seconds, the eclipse is traveling the wrong way. Sometimes, the animation shows the eclipse or the eclipse path only. Where is the Sun, Earth and Moon working together? Other times, they show diagrams with the path of totality, umbra and penumbra. They portray light rays traveling in all directions from the Sun. Light travels in straight lines. It does not travel diagonally in all directions from the Sun. When will NASA show us scaled 3D models using the Sun, the Moon and globe Earth, not digital animations and drawings? Finally, space models show the Moon standing still and its shadow moving differently. But the Moon and its shadow move together, so this is impossible. Who will share this video with astronomers, school teachers and church leaders and ask them to explain how solar eclipses work? Without speeding up the Moon. Without reversing the rotation of Earth. With realistic 3D models. With the Moon and its shadow moving together. Imagine this scenario of a boy playing on a spinning ride in the playground. He is spinning rapidly in a counterclockwise direction. A lady is walking slowly in the same counterclockwise direction. From the boy's perspective, the lady's counterclockwise movement would seem to be in the opposite direction, appearing clockwise. Her movement seems to be clockwise because she is walking more slowly than he is spinning on the ride. Whatever movement the lady makes, her shadow will always copy the same movement. As the lady is moving counterclockwise, her shadow will also move counterclockwise. However, the boy sees her moving clockwise. Back to space models. The spinning ride mirrors NASA's explanation. NASA states that Earth is rotating faster than the Moon is traveling. The Moon can never travel faster than the speed of Earth's counterclockwise rotation. Even though the Moon travels counterclockwise, west to east, from Earth, we see the Moon traveling the opposite way, clockwise, east to west. This occurs because Earth is rotating counterclockwise faster than the Moon is traveling counterclockwise. Hence, we see the Moon traveling clockwise, the opposite way. Remember, an object's actions are always mimicked by its shadow, as long as the light source remains stationary. So, if the Moon is traveling clockwise, as seen from Earth, then its shadow will also travel clockwise. If the Moon appears to travel clockwise, even though it is traveling counterclockwise, and the Moon never travels faster than Earth's rotation, then why does the solar eclipse go counterclockwise? The opposite way. Bird's eye view. Animated. Let's use a protractor to show how far the Moon travels in relation to globe Earth. Globe Earth rotates 15 degrees per hour. So in 6 hours, globe Earth has rotated counterclockwise 90 degrees. the moon travels 0.55 degrees per hour. So in 6 hours, the moon has moved counterclockwise 3.3 degrees. Globe Earth and the moon moving counterclockwise at respective speeds. This first animation shows globe Earth and the moon moving counterclockwise at respective speeds. It demonstrates that the moon's shadow travels clockwise. This animation of a solar eclipse is impossible. Globe Earth and the moon moving counterclockwise, but the moon faster than Earth. In this second animation, globe Earth rotates counterclockwise, but the moon travels counterclockwise slightly faster than Earth's rotation. This bird's eye view demonstrates that the moon's shadow travels counterclockwise. This animation of a solar eclipse is possible. Globe Earth rotating clockwise and the moon traveling counterclockwise. In this final animation, globe Earth is reversed, but the moon stays traveling counterclockwise. This bird's eye view demonstrates that the moon's shadow travels counterclockwise. This is possible. Let's see the three animations again. Again, with three bird's eye views below, we see that NASA's depiction is impossible. The only way to have the moon's shadow travel the correct way is to either have the moon travel slightly faster than globe Earth's rotation or have globe Earth traveling clockwise, the wrong way. Example 2 and 3 both have the solar eclipse traveling the correct way, counterclockwise. This does not realistically happen. Why is the moon's shadow going counterclockwise? Using NASA's depiction of globe Earth, shouldn't the shadow be traveling in the opposite direction? So, let's ask ourselves why the solar eclipse is traveling clockwise. The wrong way. Who will share this video with astronomers, school teachers and church leaders and ask them to explain how solar eclipses work? Sphere versus circle. A sphere is a three-dimensional rounded shape with length, width and height. Whereas a circle is a round two-dimensional shape with only length and width. Three-dimensional objects can have circular faces. Spheres are three-dimensional objects and include balls, oranges and NASA's globe Earth. A circle is a rounded shape where every point on its edge is equidistant from the center. 3D shapes with circular faces include pizzas and buttons, whereas the United Nations logo is 2D. United Nations (UN) logo. This is the UN logo. The UN logo has a circle and a center point. Interestingly, it also contains a flat Earth map with the continents surrounding the center point. Notice that the center point of the UN logo represents the North Pole. Now let's label the 7 continents shown in the UN logo. Oceania or Australia, Asia, Africa, North and South America, Europe, and lastly Antarctica, the ice wall that forms the outer circle. Why is the UN logo an identical depiction of a flat Earth map? In fact, here are another 4 government bodies that use a flat Earth map as part of their logo, not just the UN. Ancient cultures. Various ancient cultures share visual interpretations that contradict NASA's depictions but resonate with what God, Yahuwah, created. This is the Norse representation with a tree in the center. The Hebrew interpretation is how the Bible depicts the earth. The use of animals and layers is shown by the Hindus' ancient culture. Notice again the Egyptian representation had a dome over the top. Lastly, NASA has a sphere which is totally different to every other culture in history. Why does NASA's model today look so different? Why don't solar eclipses work on NASA's globe Earth? Biblical enclosed model. He will surely turn violently and toss you like a ball into a large country. Isaiah writes about a ball. It is he who sits above the circle of the earth. Isaiah also writes about a circle. He knew the difference between a ball and a circle. Let's draw a circle. With some supporting scriptures. It is he who sits above the circle of the earth. In Isaiah, it mentions that Earth is a circle. Let's use the circle and flat Earth map of the UN logo to illustrate this. It is turned as clay to the seal. When he established the heavens, I was there. When he drew a circle on the face of the deep, when he made firm the skies above, when he established the fountains of the deep, when he assigned to the sea its limit, so that the waters might not transgress his command, when he marked out the foundations of the earth. It is he who sits above the circle of the earth, and its inhabitants are like grasshoppers, who stretches out the heavens like a curtain, and spreads them out like a tent to dwell in. Hast thou with him spread out the sky, which is strong, and is a molten looking glass? There is a firmament or dome over the circle of flat earth. So Elohim made the dome, firmament, and separated the waters that were under the dome from the waters that were above the dome. And it was so. There is water above and water below the firmament. And on the second day he created the expanse, firmament, in the midst of the waters, and the waters were divided on that day, half of them went up above and half of them went down below the expanse in the midst over the face of the whole earth. And this was the only work created on the second day. And God, Elohim, made two great lights. The greater light, sun, to rule the day, and the lesser light, moon, to rule the night. The sun and moon are both lights in the firmament. He made the stars also. God, Elohim, set them in the dome, firmament, of the sky to give light upon the earth. The sun, the moon and stars are set in the firmament. The heavens declare the glory of God, Elohim, and the firmament shows his handiwork. And on the fourth day he created the sun and the moon and the stars, and set them in the firmament of the heaven. The sun's light is 7 times brighter than that of the moon, but the dimensions of both are equal. The sun is 7 times brighter than the moon, but the sun and moon are the same size. And Uriel showed me another law, when light is transferred to the moon, and on which side it is transferred to her by the sun. Light is transferred by the sun to the moon. And on the first day she is called the new moon, for on that day the light rises upon her. The new moon occurs when the first slither of moonlight is seen. All the time that the moon is in progress with its light, it is poured in the presence of the sun, until light is in 14 days completed in heaven. She becomes full moon exactly on the day when the sun sets in the west, and from the east she rises at night. And when it is wholly extinguished, its light is consumed in heaven, and on the first day it is called the new moon, for on that day light is received into it. Conductors of the days and nights, the sun, the moon, the stars, and all the ministers of heaven, which make their circuit with all the chariots of heaven. The sun, moon and stars travel clockwise in a circuit. Its rising is from one end of heaven, and its circuit to the other end, and there is nothing hidden from its heat. For the pillars of the earth are Yahuwah's, and he has set the world upon them. The circle of earth is set on pillars. The world also is established, that it cannot be moved. The earth does not move. Who laid the foundations of the earth, that it should not be removed forever? The world also shall be stable, that it be not moved. And they answered the angel of Yahuwah that stood among the myrtle trees, and said, We have walked to and fro through the earth, and, behold, all the earth sits still, and is at rest. He stretches out the north over empty space, he hangs the earth on nothing. To him that by wisdom made the heavens, for his mercy endures forever. To him that stretched out the earth above the waters, for his mercy endures forever. To him that made great lights, for his mercy endures forever. The sun to rule by day, for his mercy endures forever. And immediately I was in the Ruach, and, behold, a throne was set in heaven, and one sat on the throne. Thus says Yahuwah, The heavens are my throne, and the earth is my footstool. Where is the house that ye build unto me? And where is the place of my rest? Remember his marvelous works which he has done, his wonders, and the judgments of his mouth. For thus says Yahuwah that created the heavens, Elohim himself that formed the earth and made it, he has established it, he created it not in vain, he formed it to be inhabited, I am Yahuwah. And there is none else. Noah's Ark and the great flood. And Elohim said to Noah, the end of all flesh has come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth. All the fountains of the great deep were broken up, and the windows of heaven were opened. The waters prevailed 15 cubits upward, and the mountains were covered. Only Noah and those who were with him in the ark remained alive. The fountains of the deep and the windows of heaven were also stopped. My covenant with you. Never again shall there be a flood to destroy the earth. I set my rainbow in the cloud. But as the days of Noah were, so also will the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered the ark, and did not know until the flood came and took them all away, so also will the coming of the Son of Man be. As you saw iron mixed with ceramic clay, they will mingle with the seed of men. But they will not adhere to one another, just as iron does not mix with clay. The narrow path to salvation. Sanctify them by your truth. Your word is truth. Then said he unto me, See you do it not, for I am your fellow servant, and of your brethren the prophets, and of them which guard the words of this Sefer. Worship Elohim. And you shall love Yahuwah Elohika with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your might. You shall not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of your people. But you shall love your neighbor as yourself, I am Yahuwah. Keep the commandments of Elohim, and have the testimony of Yahushua HaMashiach. Love Elohim, and guard his commandments. Guard the commandments of Elohim, and the faith of Yahushua. He who says, I know him, and does not keep his commandments, is a liar, and the truth is not in him. The first that you have written publish openly, that the worthy and unworthy may read it, but guard the 70 last, that you may deliver them only to those who are wise among the people. And I opened his mouth, and his ears, and his lips, and I began to speak with him in Hebrew, in the tongue of the creation. Therefore my people shall know my name in that day, for I am the one who is speaking. See, it is I. Asked for the ancient paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. And in the latter days let him teach us his ways, and let us walk in his paths. The Son of Adam shall send forth his angels, and they shall gather out of his kingdom all things that offend, and them which do transgress the Torah. Whosoever commits sin transgresses also the Torah. For sin is the transgression of the Torah. He that guards the Torah, happy is he. Think not that I am come to destroy the Torah, or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For amen I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one yod or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the Torah, till all be fulfilled. And in those days the children shall begin to study the Torah, and to seek the commandments, and to return to the path of righteousness. He who turns away his ear from hearing the Torah, even his prayer, is an abomination. After those days, declares Yahuwah, I shall put my Torah in their inward parts, and write it on their hearts. And I shall be their Elohim, and they shall be my people. My son, forget not my Torah, but let your heart guard my commandments, for length of days, and long life, and peace, shall they add to you. And the foolish said to the wise, Give us some of your oil, for our lamps are going out. Therefore whoever hears these sayings of mine, and does them, I will liken him to a wise man who built his house on the rock. But everyone who hears these sayings of mine, and does not do them, will be like a foolish man who built his house on the sand. But he answered and said, Assuredly, I say to you, I do not know you. And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you, depart from me, you workers of iniquity. Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. For the commandment is a lamp, and the Torah a light. Reproofs of instruction are the way of life. And immediately I came to be in the Ruach and saw a throne placed in the Shamayim, and seated on the throne. And he who sat there was like a jasper and a ruby stone in appearance. And there was a rainbow around the throne, like an emerald in appearance. It is the Ruach who gives life, the flesh profits nothing. The words that I speak to you are Ruach, and they are life. Blessed are those who do his commandments, that they may have the right to the tree of life, and may enter through the gates into the city. But outside are dogs and sorcerers and sexually immoral and murderers and idolaters, and whoever loves and practices a lie. And he said unto him, Why do you call me good? There is none good but one, that is, Elohim, but if you will enter into life, guard the commandments. They that fear Yahuwah are a sure seed, and they that love him an honorable plant. They that regard not the Torah are a dishonorable seed, they that transgress the commandments are a deceivable seed. So shall I guard your Torah continually, forever and ever. Remember the Shabbath day, to Qadosh it. Guard the Shabbath from all work on that day, and to Barak Yahuwah your Elohim. And others that had run together into caves nearby to guard the Sabbath day secretly, in honor of the most Qadosh day. Then Yahusha said to his Talmudim, If anyone wants to come after me, let him deny himself, and take up his stake, and follow me. And saying, The time has been filled, and the reign of Elohim has come near, repent, and believe in the good news. He that believeth in the Son hath everlasting life, and he that obeyeth not the Son shall not see life, but the wrath of Elohim abideth on him. I am the vine, ye are the Netzarim. He that abides in me, and I in him, the same brings forth much fruit, for without me ye can do nothing. Yahusha said unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes unto the Father, but by me. Whoever says he abides in him ought to walk in the same way in which he walked. But be doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving yourselves. For as the body without the Ruach is dead, so faith without works is dead also. And Kephas said to them, Repent, and let each one of you be immersed in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach for the forgiveness of your sins. And you shall receive the gift of the Ruach HaKodesh. Yahusha answered and said unto him, Amen, amen, I say unto you, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of Elohim. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and through the rivers, they shall not overflow you. When you walk through the fire, you shall not be burned, nor shall the flame scorch you. Whenever I am afraid, I will trust in you. It is better to trust in Yahuwah than to put confidence in man. Then said Yahusha to those Yahudim which believed on him, If ye continue in my word, then are ye my Talmudim indeed. And you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Yahusha came to show us the way to walk in Torah correctly. Time for truth. What has been is what will be, and what has been done is what will be done, and there is nothing new under the sun. Why Hebrew names? And I opened his mouth, and his ears, and his lips, and I began to speak with him in Hebrew, in the tongue of the creation. Solar eclipses on flat Earth. A few suggestions will be provided for how solar eclipses could occur on a flat Earth. Dark bodies in the firmament, prevalence of non-luminous stars. Moon. Nibiru. Death star theory. Man-made objects. Black hole sun theory. Further information. How the sun and moon work over the flat Earth model. Seasons and time zones. The impossible solar eclipse. Spring and winter equinox. How do compasses work? Here are some links for your own research. Debunking Flat Earth 101. The Doctrine of the Shape of the Earth. The Sevenfold Doctrine of Creation series. Questions. Why might the 1958 encyclopedia talk about a dome? Is there water above the water? Is there water under the water? What is beyond Antarctica? What is the ice wall made of? Why are the clouds and the smoke exactly the same at the 24 seconds and 1 minute 24 seconds in this 24-hour time lapse of Antarctica? How do grid lines work on 2D and 3D maps? The grid lines on a globe map are symmetrical rectangles. However, grid lines on a globe map are closer at the top and bottom. The grid lines are wider at the equator. Therefore, this 3D model shows that it is faster to travel from east to west near the North Pole and Antarctica, but slower near the equator. On a flat Earth map, it is faster to travel from east to west near the center and much slower to travel at the outer edge. How do skippers circumnavigate Antarctica in races like the Great Ocean Race and Vendée Globe Race? Using the information about grid lines, currents, and the table data below, which of the following 3 maps represent the most accurate model? 1. Globe Earth 2D map Vendée Globe Race. 2. Globe Earth 3D map Vendée Globe Race. Or 3. Flat Earth 2D map. Notice how the yacht sails around the circumference of Antarctica. It took Dalen 33 days, 18 hours, and 8 minutes to travel from waypoint 4, Cape of Good Hope, to waypoint 7, Cape Horn. Traveling counterclockwise utilizes the tidal currents and is much faster than sailing clockwise. Why are there 19 time zones and 24 time zones north of the equator, but 32 time zones south of the equator? Why are 3 hours missing between Alaska and Russia, but they are positioned close together? Why does China have 1 time zone, but it covers 5 time zones? Why are there so many 666 questions? If the deepest hole ever drilled is about 12 kilometers and globe Earth's radius is 6,371 kilometers, how do they know what is at the core and its temperature? Why are different descriptions used to describe the shape of globe Earth? Why did the size of USA double in size from 1978 to 2012? Why are east and west circles and not straight lines? What happens to water being poured while flying upside down? Why does the sun make an analemma shape in the sky when photographed every day in the same place at the same time for 1 year? Why does the sun look like it disappears over the horizon? Why did 99% of the world's population experience some sunlight at 11:15 Universal Time Coordinated on the 8th of July, 2022? Why do crepuscular rays spread out with a close light source? If the moon is a rock, why can stars be seen through it at night and blue sky through it during the day? How did the lunar roving vehicle fit inside the lunar lander? Why was the Earth-to-Moon phone call in 1969 so clear and broadcasted worldwide, yet 55 years later, in our advanced information age, we still struggle with reception issues here on Earth? Why is it warmer under a tree at night on a full moon? Why do people on opposing sides of the equator see the moon upside down? Where is the evidence for the moon landing being faked? Why does the moon's shape go in different directions during a lunar eclipse? Why do we see the same patterns of stars every year? Why do the stars rotate opposite ways in the north versus south? Why does the star of Polaris never move when the Earth is traveling such huge distances around the Sun? Why have the stars maintained their positions for thousands of years if we are flying through space? What do stars look like through a telescope or with a strong camera zoom? Why do planets, i.e. wandering stars, make amazing geometric patterns in the sky? Why does NASA say flat, non-rotating Earth in numerous documents? More documents from NASA saying a flat, non-rotating Earth. Again, more documents from NASA saying a flat, non-rotating Earth. Why did Rob Simmons Photoshop the Earth, aka blue marble? Why was there a floating bubble in water with zero buoyancy in a science experiment? How does NASA make their videos look so real? What materials are used to build the International Space Stations? Why do the 3 Apollo 11 astronauts look so solemn at the press conference after recently being the first astronauts on the moon? When this video is played at double speed, why do the astronauts appear to move in a regular fashion, just on wire supports? Why does the umbilical cord disappear in this 1966 video? If the Van Allen radiation belt is between 1726 to 19,726 degrees Celsius, then how does the lunar module, built almost completely of aluminium, get back undamaged when the space shuttle can only handle temperatures much lower of 1,650 degrees Celsius? If this animation is derived from satellite images, why are the clouds not changing in about a 5-hour period? Where do we get our data from? Why does Halley's Comet only come every 72 to 80 years? Where are the fragments left from meteorites around craters? Why are the colors on the secondary rainbow inverted and less intense? What makes the sound of thunder? Why does NASA say the moon affects tides but 2 locations relatively close together can have opposing tides? If the moon affects tides, why are there low tides and high tides along a similar latitude at various times? Why does Bustleton have a different number of tides each day, sometimes 1, 2, 3, 4 or 6 tides? Why are there 6 tides, but there is no change or very little change in heights? Why do these 8 locations around England and France have such variable tide heights and times? Why do tsunamis never wrap around Antarctica, but they do around other land masses? Why can laser beams travel up to 35 kilometers over the water without any dipping in the horizon? How come submarines can pick up objects up to 1,600 kilometers away? Do radars find objects beyond the curve? Why is curvature not considered when building bridges? Why does the longest straight stretch of railway track, the Trans-Australian Railway, not compensate for Earth's curvature? How do lighthouses work on a globe Earth? What is a Fata Morgana? Why does lens effect work on horizons? Why does Darling Park, Sydney, Australia have flat Earth maps on site? Why are missiles able to shoot much further than the drop in Earth's curvature? Why does the Coriolis water rotation not work on Earth? Why are airships banned? Why did a plane with a pregnant woman in labor make an emergency landing in Alaska, which was off route? Why are there numerous emergency landings that do not match globe Earth flight paths? Why do numerous pilots confirm the Earth is flat? Why does Homer Simpson hit the ball into the glass ceiling? Why repeatedly say, crack the highest glass ceiling? Why were they teaching about flat Earth in the early 1900s? Why is there no time delay in space? The mind control tactics of the music industry. Music for believers. Playlists for believers. For a laugh. They lied about everything. Final thoughts. Who will share this video with astronomers, school teachers and church leaders and ask them to explain how solar eclipses work? Without speeding up the moon. Without reversing the rotation of Earth. With realistic 3D models. With the moon and its shadow moving together. Scriptural references. This video is copyright to Sweet Art by Jenny. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more content.